Talking about fights, no one can leave the fights in Family Guy aside. Today's video has some of the most bizarre and iconic fights in the history of Family Guy.
Yeah?
We'll all fight!
Stay tuned as we count down the most jaw-dropping fight, and trust us, you don't want to miss number 1, making it one of the iconic fight in Family Guy, Stewie versus Bertram. At number 8, we have in this episode, Bertram, Stewie's longtime nemesis, returns with a nefarious plan to eliminate Stewie once and for all.
Well, I have a very important mission.
This time, Bertram's target is a historical figure, Leonardo da Vinci. Bertram's scheme involves going back in time to kill da Vinci, thereby preventing Stewie from being born, as da Vinci is an essential figure in Stewie's genetic lineage. Stewie discovers Bertram's plan and realizes the gravity of the situation. If da Vinci is killed, it will erase Stewie from existence. Armed with his time machine and advanced weaponry, Stewie embarks on a time-traveling mission to stop Bertram. The climactic showdown occurs in Renaissance Italy, where Bertram confronts Leonardo da Vinci in his workshop.
See, that's brand new to him.
As Bertram attempts to carry out his plan, Stewie intervenes, leading to an epic and high-stakes battle. The fight takes place amidst da Vinci's inventions and blueprints, creating a dynamic and visually rich environment. Stewie and Bertram use the workshop's various gadgets and tools to gain the upper hand. Stewie uses da Vinci's inventions, like a flying machine and catapults, to attack Bertram. Bertram counters with futuristic weaponry, showcasing his advanced arsenal. The battle features a mix of hand-to-hand combat, aerial maneuvers, and clever use of the historical setting. The battle concludes with Bertram's demise. Stewie, victorious, ensures da Vinci's safety, thereby preserving his own existence.
Wow, that was dramatic.
Peter versus the Giant Chicken. This iconic fight at number 7 marks the debut of Peter Griffin's long-running feud with Ernie the Giant Chicken. The chaos begins innocently enough when Peter receives a coupon for free chicken wings, only to find out it's expired.
Oh, yeah, and that nice chicken outside gave me this coupon.
I'm sorry, this is expired.
You son of a...
Instead of accepting this as a minor inconvenience, Peter confronts the chicken who gave him the coupon, and Ernie responds by throwing the first punch, setting off one of the most ridiculous and over-the-top fights in television history. The brawl starts with basic hand-to-hand combat, but quickly escalates into a citywide rampage. The two trade blows in increasingly absurd and destructive ways, crashing through buildings, smashing cars, and even falling from great heights. Cafeteria's fight. At number 6, we have the cafeteria fight, which is one of the most chaotic and hilarious moments in the episode. The conflict begins when Brian posts a tweet and the whole social media blasts off. The whole family faced backlash due to Brian, and when Meg and Chris went to college, they were told to not sit together, after which a student throws Chris's hat, and in anger, Chris smashes a tray at a student's face. The whole cafeteria turns into a battlefield with knives and killings and blood. Peter versus Mr. Washi Washi. At number 5, we have this memorable fight that features Peter taking on Mr. Washi Washi, his eccentric and strict dry cleaner, in a bizarre and comical martial arts battle.
Your shirt!
You yes have my shirt!
You get out of my store!
You give me shirt!
You go or I call police!
You no dare call police!
Oh, you want to play game, fatso?
The feud begins when Peter has a disagreement with Mr. Washi Washi over how his laundry was handled. As tempers flare, the situation escalates into a full-blown kung fu showdown reminiscent of classic martial arts films. The fight is packed with over-the-top action sequences, blending humor with exaggerated combat. Peter, despite his lack of any real martial arts training, manages to hold his own in hilarious fashion, employing clumsy but surprisingly effective moves. Meanwhile, Mr. Washi Washi reveals unexpected agility and skill, launching into high kicks, flips, and dramatic attacks that feel straight out of a Bruce Lee movie, Peter versus Liam Neeson. At number 4, we have Fighting Irish, where Peter becomes overly confident in his own abilities after realizing he's been getting away with reckless behavior his entire life.
Who are these two idiots?
Three idiots. Big fan.
And what's up with Liam Neeson? You said you kicked his ass.
When he learns that Liam Neeson is in town, Peter drunkenly boasts that he could defeat the famous actor in a fight.
Oh, that tears it.
His friends call his bluff, and Peter finds himself face to face with Neeson, ready to take him on. The fight begins with Peter confronting Neeson in a bar, but things quickly take a turn when Neeson effortlessly subdues Peter, showing that Peter is no match for the action star. The action escalates quickly. Peter swings at Neeson, but the seasoned action star dodges effortlessly. Neeson counters with quick and precise punches, immediately gaining the upper hand. It's clear from the start that Peter is hilariously out. Peter tries a few desperate moves, including a clumsy kick and some wild punches, but Neeson blocks them all with ease. The fight becomes a one-sided beatdown as Neeson showcases his agility and strength, treating Peter as little more than an annoyance. Neeson throws Peter around effortlessly, landing precise punches and grappling moves. At one point, Neeson even mocks Peter's lack of skill, making the situation even more embarrassing for Peter. Just when it seems Neeson might finish him off, he pauses and decides not to end Peter. Stewie versus Lois. At number 3, we have in the climactic simulation sequence Stewie becoming the President of the United States, fulfilling his ultimate dream of world domination. He rules with an iron fist, using his intellect and technological prowess to maintain control over everyone. The simulation portrays his success as a dictator, but also highlights the paranoia and isolation that come with it.
You killed him! He's dead!
Oh my god!
Lois, armed to the teeth and determined to stop him, storms into his presidential compound, fully prepared for a showdown. She wields an arsenal of weapons, including high-powered rifles and explosives, as she battles her way through Stewie's guards and defenses. The confrontation between Lois and Stewie is intense and action-packed. It's a high-octane battle of wits and firepower, with Lois displaying surprising skill and resilience, the battle between Griffin family. At number 2, we have the Griffin family becoming embroiled in a chaotic all-out brawl after a series of escalating tensions. It all begins when Lois takes a martial arts class to learn self-defense. She quickly becomes skilled in kung fu, leading to an unusual dynamic shift within the family. Meanwhile, Peter stokes tensions between Rhode Island locals and New Yorkers who visit Quahog during the fall season. The fight breaks out in the Griffin living room after a heated argument. Each family member's grievances against one another come to the surface, fueling the chaos. Lois expertly flips Peter over the couch, showcasing her martial arts prowess. Stewie unleashes a barrage of attacks with his miniature weapons, including a laser gun and a slingshot. Chris hurls a chair across the room, narrowly missing Meg but destroying a lamp. Meg, fed up with being ignored, tackles Peter to the ground in a surprisingly effective move. The fight is packed with slapstick humor, exaggerated sound effects, and over-the-top choreography. At one point, the entire family pauses mid-fight to argue about whose fault it is that the carpet got ruined. Peter versus Homer Simpson. At number 1, we have the most iconic fight of Peter with Homer Simpson. The Simpsons Guy is a Family Guy crossover episode with The Simpsons. When the Griffin's car is stolen during a road trip, they find themselves stranded in Springfield.
I don't usually check this file, so it might be a while until we find that car of yours.
The Simpson family takes them in, leading to hilarity as the two families interact. However, tensions rise between Peter and Homer over their differing views on beer.
Oh, this is just the same as Duff, but, like, worse.
Hey, come on now. This is my favorite beer you're talking about.
The disagreement escalates into one of the most memorable and outrageous fights in animation history. The brawl begins when Peter insists that his beloved Pawtucket Patriot Ale is superior to Homer's Duff beer. Homer disagrees, and the two engage in a heated argument that quickly turns physical. What starts as a simple spat turns into an epic battle spanning the entire town of Springfield. Peter throws the first punch, but Homer counters with a swift response, showing surprising agility. The fight begins in Moe's Tavern, where bar stools and beer kegs become improvised weapons. Moe cheers them on as the bar is completely destroyed in the process. The fight gets more ridiculous and over the top as Peter and Homer use absurd methods to attack each other. Homer uses a wrecking ball which Peter dodges, causing it to destroy the Jebediah Springfield statue. Peter retaliates by commandeering a fire truck, using its water cannon to blast Homer into the air. The fight reaches its climax at the Springfield nuclear power plant. The two end up inside the plant's control room, where Homer gains the upper hand by using a radiation rod as a weapon. The fight ends in a draw when both Peter and Homer are too exhausted to continue. They reconcile with a mutual respect for each other's beer and each other. And the Griffins leave Springfield on good terms with the Simpsons, but making this fight one of the most iconic fights in the history of Family Guy. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Which of these moments shows the most iconic fights in the history of Family Guy? Which scene had you over the edge? Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell icon so you never miss out on more hilarious Family Guy content. See you in the next one.